I'm Katie.
I'm Kylie.
And this is
You Are Not Paranoid.
But I don't know if you were gonna go into like some of the newer stuff.
It was just interesting I was just looking at the O'Hare Airport one in Chicago, 2007, where there was a bunch of United Airline employees saw like a big circular bright light over the airport just in broad daylight on in an afternoon. And they're like, they reach out to the control tower. They're like, are you seeing this? Because we're getting reports from our pilots that are seeing this. And he's like, nope, don't see anything. He's like, but even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, and that's cool. You actually get to hear the audio.
Yeah. Like, and then there's like a mechanic who jumps in. He's like, I saw it. We're like, who is this? He's like, I like how he didn't say his name. He's like, I'm United Mechanic. You're like, oh my gosh. Imagine someone's like, that's my dad. Like plays it back. Oh my gosh. That would be really scary.
Yeah, especially at like, who cares if it's like extraterrestrial or not? Like you have some sort of like aircraft thing that's just hanging out at the airport.
Yeah. And that's what they were saying. Like, that's actually kind of dangerous.
That was
like
post 9/11.
At the airport. Yeah.
So I wonder if like the air traffic controller people are like sworn to some sort of thing and they're told like, hey,
dude,
like
that was my note on my list. I was like, is there a policy with the airlines or the FAA that they can't talk about these things? Like literally like Fight Club. I tried Googling it, got nowhere. But yeah, I want to see someone's employee handbook.
Yeah, I was on a
United, all those airlines.
Yeah,
talk about things if you see it.
Yeah, there was a TikTok I saw from like an air traffic controller, and they were talking about like how you can become one.
Yeah,
I think it was on TikTok, but I was like, oh, that sounds interesting because it's like really high paying, like interesting, kind of whatever. But there's a lot of requirements, and you have to be a certain age. Like you have to be under a certain age because since it's like a government job or something. I don't know, something to do with like you have to retire out.
Oh, like
at a pretty young age.
A stressful job.
And like your eyes and all that stuff. So they like force you to retire like at 50 or something.
Oh wow.
So in order to get your like, full career pension thingy, you have to start like in your early 20s or something.
At like 14.
Yeah.
That's
I just thought that was interesting. But
dang,
like maybe that's why too. They pay you really well and you get to retire early.
To sign an NDA. Can't talk about the things you see in broad daylight. That's But
I will say another thing that I find just as more of a skeptic's point of view, what is very interesting when they kind of go back in time, that like all these UFO sightings first started in 1947.
Yeah.
So it's like just post World War II, a lot of like scientific advancements. World War II is when we first used like what we consider like real planes. So maybe we were just testing stuff.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. And then there was also something I read. There was an article I was reading and it was just generally a couple different articles that were saying this, like, why do we want so bad for there to be UFOs? And, why are we always looking for things? And how does kind of like the perfect conspiracy theory that we were talking about like before in earlier episodes where they were describing how a story can get carried on, kind of like a legend or a myth, where the first person, like one of the earliest discoveries or sightings rather, they described it like a saucer, but they didn't mean saucer like shape. They meant saucer like the way if you throw a saucer, that's how it moves. It was actually boomerang shaped. But hey, now all the sightings are flying saucer sightings because that's how it was reported. So people are going to see what they know as familiar, right? We always look for the familiar kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look up too, but I wasn't having Google search results is
No,
that
it's
like
hard.
the what?
It was hard.
Like that group think mentality and like kind of what like going back to when we talked about the Innocence Project and
Hmm.
like mistrials or whatever, or
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but um like the reliability of eyewitness statements is not very good. And so
Hmm.
I feel like there's like part of that mixed in, and then there's something, and I've read it before, and I don't know if I mentioned it in that episode, but there's some sort of psychology behind like why all of people who claim to be abducted by aliens, why all of their stories sound the same, and like
Yeah.
why all the sleep paralysis demons and experiences are very similar.
Hmm.
I just think that's kind of interesting because you could be on
Yeah.
the skeptic side and see like, yeah, like you were saying, like everything, like you get it, you already like it's so ingrained in our society
Yeah.
that like if you know you do have like a bad dream or a night terror or whatever, like that's what you're gonna see. But
Yeah.
then on the flip side, it could just be because it's what it is and it's real, and that's why everyone sees the same thing,
Yeah.
you know.
It's funny you say that. I think I found an article that basically is everything you're just talking about from
Nice.
sciencefocus.com. This is one I had earlier. And it literally, the title is Fear, Nightmare, and Alien Encounters. And they literally bring up sleep paralysis, alien abduction. Um,
Maybe that was the thing that I saw last time then.
yeah, maybe. I know when I was doing this, I'm like, these look familiar. Did we literally just do this? But there's who is this person? Douglas. Mm-mm-mm. I just want to make sure I'm giving them proper credit. Karen Douglas, a professor of social psychology at the University of Kent. This is a quote. Belief in conspiracy theories does tend to correlate with religious belief. It also correlates negatively with education. For instance, people who are more educated are more likely to reject conspiracy theories. Some studies have also shown that disadvantaged groups are sometimes more likely to believe in conspiracy theories, and that when we're in a time of crisis, conspiracy theories tend to thrive in times of crisis. When people feel isolated and frustrated, they might be more inclined to turn to conspiracy theories in an attempt to make themselves feel better.
AKA 2020,
AKA
the
to
pandemic.
forget everything that's happening in real life, because the fear of aliens is better than reality.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it's just distracting enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. People are most susceptible when more People are most susceptible when important psychological needs are not being satisfied. They need certainty and knowledge to feel safe, secure, and in control, and to feel good about themselves and and the groups they belong to. When they are not fulfilled by official or conventional explanations for events, conspiracy theories might seem appealing. Hence, and this is also where I got the information about the flying saucer and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go. Perfect
Mm-hmm.
example.
Yep. But going back, sorry,
No,
to
do it. I want to go back too because I was like,
the documentary, I forgot I had something written down because it's speaking of like history and like what you get shown and stuff.
yeah,
Um, the parts of the moon landing where they
yeah,
saw stuff, I was like, I've never seen or heard that audio before.
same. I
They're
was wondering
freaking
that
like
too.
walking on the moon and you see it, and then they're like, oh, what was that? What was that?
You
Like
know,
something just went over our heads. And
I
I'm like,
bet you that's episode 2 or 3 or 4 that we haven't watched yet.
what do
I
you mean?
wonder if that was like a
Like why it's suppressed or something?
no, no, sorry, that wasn't a great. I know what I'm thinking. I'm not saying it out loud though. I was wondering if that, when they throw out teasers and it's like, are they going to talk about that again? So,
Oh, yeah, they probably are because they talk about how even like modern astronauts and stuff see things.
yeah, they
But
don't
yeah,
talk.
I just think it's interesting that I've never seen or heard that audio from the moon landing.
Because you are a human historical archive
Yes.
and you should have access to all that.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you? How dare you not know this?
You
How
know,
dare they not tell you?
no one told me.
Well, do some digging and tell us what astronauts see, Katie.
Okay.
Can you imagine if we interviewed an astronaut? That'd be cool.
Well, that's part of the conspiracy of why that the moon landing was fake was because they didn't do any interviews afterwards.
Really?
That's one of the claims. Yeah, they said that what's his face? Armstrong only did like one, and the conspiracy or conspiracists, they say like, oh, if you were to be like the first people to land on the moon, you would be like interviewing 24/7.
Yeah, if you're like gloating and I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, that's
Sorry,
all you have to
scientist.
go on.
He's a real scientist.
Well, that was like this their job, and they were like screened extensively.
They probably needed a lot of time to relax.
Hmm. Or they
That is,
did see stuff, and they weren't allowed to talk about it.
yeah, like and non-disclosure. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. I have more questions.
Ooh.
Is there more questions for discussion?
Okay.
Open discussion
Okay.
between Katie and Kylie. People are like, we have answers, but we can't hear you. Sorry. Okay.
Hmm.
But you can write to us or leave us a voicemail at anchor.m
Anchor.m.
anchor.fm/YNP. Okay, back to it. If it's such a top secret thing with all these, if like the Phoenix Lights, as an example, were a military operation, right? Or like
Mhm.
a flight that they're trying out something new. Why do it in a location where everyone's going to see it if it's so top secret?
Yeah, but where are you going to do it that doesn't have people?
Well, literally in the middle of the desert, not over a very crowded city.
That's what that's what
It's a
Phoenix
city.
is.
If you see the pictures, it's a city. The lights are right underneath it. It's not
Eh,
like, I'm talking like boonies.
I think it's more of like the Air Force bases were there first before the technology.
Yeah, but I don't know. Why not like if you really
Well, how
want
are you going to
to
get your top secret plane from the Air Force base to the secluded area without
haven't you
anyone
seen
seeing it?
those big old trailers that haul stuff that we don't know what they're hauling?
It'd have to be so big, though.
They'd have to build it. They have to move it and
Uh,
build it. And there's a lot of Air Force bases that are available. I'm just saying. Why fly in a place where people are going to see it if it's so top secret? That's my question.
well, and
Top
that's, I
secret.
guess, the flip side for like the skeptics of like UFO sightings are always like near an Air Force base.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's the Air Force. But the flippity flop could be then it's like the aliens are spying on our
Air
military
Force. Mm-hmm.
to see what's going on.
And we're like, we're going to take credit. And then the aliens would be like mad. And then they have to show their faces and be like, no, it was us. Give us credit.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we would have been able to have like shot one down by now?
That's one of the other things I was thinking. Why are we not just like, yeah. If it's
Well,
But if it's your own technology, then of course you're not going to
or
shut
if it's
it down.
another country's technology, then you just started World War III.
Yeah.
Because there are the newer like video footage that they've released of like modern day fighter pilots with like the unidentified, they call it something else now. It's like unidentified
Air object or something.
yeah. Um and they've released that footage.
Yeah.
So it's still happening.
Something's happening.
Yeah. I didn't have time, but they called the Pentagon Papers that were released like last year.
Yeah.
I
How
think to coincide
coincidental.
with this documentary.
The timing seems too coincidental.
Hmm. And I mean, it wasn't until like the 2000s that they even admitted that there was a program
Yeah.
for studying or investigating UFOs.
Yeah. And then that was another, just so to keep going, because that's what we do. that one other lady, the not historian lady, but the lady who investigates, we should know their names, investigates, you can just insert her name here. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Mm-mm-mm. The lady with the glasses who, she was the reporter, I think. She was a journalist.
Was she?
And I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And she was like, it's not proper to say, oh, what did she say? Something about like they don't deny, like you can't deny there being UFOs because like to say that doesn't make sense because it's like, no, I'm seeing an unidentified flying object.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say there's no such thing as UFOs because that
Oh,
is
yeah,
what a
yeah.
UFO is that you it is there, but we don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah, she was saying like it's kind of like the thing of the argument that people have with science or like evolution,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like she was talking about like it doesn't require your belief in it because it's a fact.
Like yeah,
Like
like the visualization of it is
it
real.
exists. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't need your belief for it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what it is where the belief comes into play
Mm-hmm.
or how it is. Yeah, thought that was really interesting. So it's like no one's denying UFOs. What they're denying is who are the UFOs
Mm-hmm.
and what they are and where they
Yeah.
are and why.
Yeah, and I feel like our government probably knows a lot more.
Yeah. Well, like, and then there was okay, yeah, because then they like kind of like put a little bit in there of the interview with Barack Obama,
Oh,
President Obama,
yeah.
and it was like with what's his name,
Stephen
um,
Colbert.
yeah, Stephen Colbert, and he's like, so you're saying,
He was
so
like, "Oh, so
can
do
you
you
deny, yeah, like can you deny aliens? He's like, no, I cannot, I cannot deny that there's knowledge. He's like, so it's true. Like if you can't deny it, then there must
Yeah,
be
because he
some
was like,
evidence.
"So what about the aliens?" And he was like, like didn't say anything.
Like I
And he's like,
can't
"Oh, so
comment.
you so that you can't say or something." And then he was like, "I'm not going to like whatever like what you just said." And then
Yeah,
Colbert was like, "Well, then that means there are because if there weren't, you would have just said no."
yeah. And President Obama's like,
He's like,
that's such like the face. I wonder if they have practice. They practice in the mirror. What's your face going to be when they ask you about aliens?
mm-hmm,
Because everyone makes the same face. They all like
yeah,
act all smug. I'm like, at least, I don't know. I feel like it's horrible because we all know they're lying.
mm-hmm.
We
I'm
all know
just,
they know something, but we can't do anything about it.
I know. I feel like if anyone was gonna spill the beans, it would be Trump. So I'm kind of just like waiting.
But like, yeah, he's gonna have to be on his deathbed and
No, I
saying
feel like he would
something.
just do it.
Right. So, but he hasn't.
I know, and that's what it's like. Like
Maybe they didn't let him have access to those files. He's like, he's not gonna make it that long. We're gonna
they're
keep
like, here, well,
on to
you can
it.
just have Twitter. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, if
He
like,
assigned people to handle that. He's like, I don't want to know. I mean, would you want to know? Would you want
yeah,
to know?
definitely.
You would want to know.
Hmm.
Even as
I would
president.
become president just to find out all the little secrets.
Dude, I mean, but then you couldn't really talk to anyone about it.
That's
Who
fine.
who could you talk to?
Myself.
No, well, you already do that, but your dog.
I would not tell you.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
I mean, I would just be like, release all the documents.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Just
And
kidding.
then,
If I ever do run for president, that was a joke.
yeah, we like to joke around here, but that's not a joke, Katie. We don't joke about that.
No, this is serious.
I'm also applying to be involved
I
somewhere.
take the role of presidency very seriously.
Yeah. But for Katie, what year? 20.
It can't be this when it has to be because I won't be 25 or 35. I won't be
Dare to
35.
dream.
I won't be 35 for the next one, so it'll have to be 2028.
Hey, we can make that happen.
All right.
6 years of funding, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's
next
where
question.
that's where all of our ad money is going.
Oh my god, it's just like Katie for president.
Well, I mean, with all the like weird dumb rules, like we could just make YNP a super PAC, and then
Can you imagine? That'd be so fun. I mean, it's really like if you have enough money
That's all you need, honestly.
and enough people believe in your bullshit, you can do it.
I mean, exhibit the last 45 presidents.
I thought you were gonna say episodes.
Oh,
I was like, people do believe in us, and it's not bullshit. Hey, all you have to do is not be a psycho. Enough for enough people and have enough money.
definitely. You have
Or
to have money.
support with the money. Okay, back to the good
Yeah.
stuff.
So we're just scheming for the next.
Katie's presidency. Okay, if it was a hoax, if all the sightings were hoaxes, why not just investigate it and point it out?
Well, I think that's what they do.
But they don't do it. Like, I feel like there's not.
Oh, there's like a real investigation.
Yeah, like for the Phoenix Lights, I was reading somewhere else. I think it was on Live Science that they're like, "Oh, this is definitely a hoax, and here's why." But did the Air Force say that?
Yeah, but then it's like they said.
I know, but if they're the ones in charge of the airspace,
If we've learned anything, it's to not believe the government.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We're not. So if we're not believing the government, but the government's like, we don't know what it is, and how do you not believe in something that they don't believe? So therefore we believe? I don't know. It's a double negative. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just very like, they're trying to confuse us. They're trying to mind trick us.
It's working.
It's working. Yeah. We're trying to talk about it. They're like, shh. But then again, at the same time, I feel like they'd want us to talk about it so that we don't think about all the stuff that they're doing. And also, that's my point. Like, why wouldn't they want us to just think that it's like kind of aliens?
I think that's why they're like slowly, like last year makes sense why they like were releasing some documents. They're like, here you go. Here you go.
Like, we do look into this. We do care. Yeah.
But I feel like they only release the stuff that's not going to actually matter. On a side note, related but not related.
Yeah.
Supposedly, because you know how like after a certain amount of years, like classified documents become unclassified,
legal,
and then you can
that's
request
declassified school survival guide for sure.
Sure.
You didn't watch Nickelodeon, did you?
I did sometimes.
Oh.
But there's some JFK assassination documents that were supposedly supposed to be declassified under Trump's administration, and he was like, nah, I don't think this is okay to release now. And then Joe Biden also said the same thing, and his quote was kind of weird, like something to do with like the safety, like I'm not going to release these due to like the safety of, or like the time, like I don't know, it just kind of was like
national security.
Yeah, and so that's, everyone's going nuts because you know how that's like a huge
aliens killed JFK.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why
Princess Diana, they were swerving because they were being abducted. Did they even find her body? I'm just kidding. I just want to create conspiracy theories. She was actually abducted. What if that's what's happening? I mean, just like Men in Black, man, there's always like, it's happening. What do they say? The truth is out there.
Is that from Men in Black?
No, that's just what the alien people say. The truth is out there. I've actually never watched X-Files. It freaked me out.
I know. That was my dad's favorite show when I was growing up, and I was always so scared because I could hear it when I was trying to sleep. The like intro theme music.
Theme music is so scary.
And then I remember seeing like little bits here and there, like when I would be up late, and it terrified me.
Same, but I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah,
like something about it just like sat wrong with me. It's almost like they did research as like what makes humans, like what sound doesn't sit well with humans, and then did that, and I was like, oh. Real quick before I forget, so I wanted to give a shout out to my Arizona my Arizona witness, or actually not witness,
Connection.
connection
Correspondent.
correspondent. Yeah. So we're gonna call him Mr. J.
Because that's his name. On Ladies and Tangents, if they're gonna talk shit on someone, they'll be like, let's call him Joe because that's his name. And then they like keep talking.
That's really funny.
Anywho, Mr.
So,
J.
Mr. J. So we reached out to him, or my friend did for me, and was like, hey, let us know what you like. Do you remember this? And like, what are your thoughts? His initial response was, quote, as much as I love a good UFO story, my opinion in this particular case is that it was flares from a military night flying exercise.
Brainwashed.
Right. And he was in the military. So.
Oh, well, he has to say it then.
He has to, so he's like class. Yeah, right. He's like contracted.
He knows what really happened.
He knows what really happened. And they sent a meme that said, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. And it's the guy from X-Files. And then he asked if our podcast was being live broadcasted or broadcasted live. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Is
That's
there
called the
interest?
radio.
What?
That's called the radio.
Right. He is a dad, so he's used to the
Makes
but
sense.
we could do that. We could do live broadcasts. I mean, we'll do it live. We're doing it live now. And live for us.
Mhm.
And then I was like, she's sending me screenshots of her conversation with her dad. And she's like, okay, they're going to say what you said. And he's like, well, in that case, I'm fully convinced that they were a convoy of hipster aliens that were on their way to Burning Man in the Nevada Black Rock Desert where they could party their asses off and blend in with the local earthlings. Congratulations, Mr. J. You made Katie's face.
That's funny.
He is very funny.
I just like the flip of like, oh, this is going to be said out loud in that case.
Here's my actual quote. So now we're saying both.
Nice.
So good.
Dang.
Yeah. Last thing to end it on, unless you have one more thing, I have like a funny.
No, I was gonna say what would happen if you saw something.
Oh, I'll just do this and then let's do that.
Okay.
So then I googled
like,
my last question. Sorry.
You're like, definitely not.
I'm not ready. Last question because I think it's funny because then I feel like it's gonna get serious again. Last funny thing. So I googled everything's about unidentified flying objects, and I'm like, what about unidentified walking objects?
Oh, yeah. I feel like there's not a lot of stories like that, or they get overshadowed.
Those are basically like Sasquatch, Yetis.
Oh, right.
Ghosts.
Right.
Maybe they float. I don't know. But
unidentified floating objects.
But unidentified walking objects. And so I YouTubed it and there's this video and I was like, oh my gosh. And I had like 600 views. I'm like, what is this? And it's like this like really spooky home footage.
No.
And I watched it and it was like 5 minutes long. And I was like, wait, what's happening? And I'm like looking really close.
Oh no, did it jump scare?
And it's like dark and like it's like the camera's moving and I'm like trying to keep up with it. And then I fast forward because I couldn't take it any longer. And it's a video of a person's cat wearing a light up harness, cruising around, and they're just following the cat. And that's the unidentified walking object. I mean, really? Oh my gosh. I was so excited. I'm like, wow, it says exactly what I was thinking. Unidentified walking object. This must be legit.
Oh, that's not the first time YouTube's let you down.
It's definitely not.
Remember that one time?
Oh no. What was the other time?
I was just thinking about this the other day and it was making me actually laugh out loud.
I probably surprised.
You know.
I just remembered. I think I surprised.
That has to be like the top 10 funniest things I've ever been a part of.
I can't breathe. I'm actually crying.
Oh my god,
I can't believe it. Can you tell the story? Because I'm like, I literally suppressed it. I was so mortified. I can't breathe.
Okay, so This is at work, and I don't know how it started, but
It was like
somehow
cute.
somehow we got on the conversation of like feel good, like commercials or like little
Yeah.
story like videos. And Kylie was like, "Oh, there's this one commercial that like is such a like make you just put a smile on your face. Like it's so heartwarming and like it shows the good side of humanity." And she's kind of explain she, she's kind of explaining it to us,
I
and then
just nodded. Oh my god.
and then she was like I'll show you guys. And then so she pulls it up, and so it's I don't know what the like was it
It's
a
like a
Pepsi?
7-Up commercial
Okay,
or
yeah. So
Pepsi or Coke, one of those like soda commercials, right?
yeah, so then it's this dude watching his like iPad mini or something on a crowded subway, and he starts like giggling at the video he's watching, but you can't see it. And then everyone like slowly in the subway train starts to like kind of laugh too. And it's kind of showing, like how like easy it is to spread happiness or whatever.
Like laughter
And
is contagious.
yeah, like, humanity is good, like kindness, pass it on. And then like the last shot, like it comes up over his shoulder to see what he's watching.
Like what he's laughing at.
So this is me, and a few of my coworkers are watching this. Kylie's holding the phone for us. And then so when the shot comes up over his shoulders, it's not funny. He's watching the live footage of 9/11 when
And
the
it's so okay, that was come to find out. Oh my god, my face. I think I literally shit myself. Because the
she
original
was like, "This is such a feel good commercial."
in the original video. Okay, so someone ruined so many
Someone rickrolled
friendships.
Kylie really bad.
Oh my god, I was trolled because when you Google it, it's the #1 hit with all these views. So obviously someone edited it and spoofed it and clipped it, like edited it to make it that video.
Mm-hmm.
And so many, I had thousands of views. People got messed up. They got screwed over because it looks like the original commercial until the very last second. I'm like, oh, isn't that, oh my God. And yeah, so my boss, my coworkers, everyone.
Oh, she
Like,
was
what's
watching
wrong with
too.
you? I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure she was. I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I swear this is not the original commercial. I didn't know this was going to be in it. It's like that horrible, awkward backtrack thing where people are like,
God.
sure. I'm like, no, I swear. Oh, we made her get tired from laughing. No, for real. That was so horrible.
That was so funny.
YouTube.
Be careful. Because
One
sometimes
video.
they'll have that, but it'll be like porn.
Yeah. No, I
So
learned my lesson the hard way that day.
at
Always
least
watch a YouTube video before you share it with friends or bosses or coworkers.
what would have been more awkward? I feel like if it was good, if it would have been porn.
Yeah. But that was still, I went into that blindsided. Like I was so genuine. Like,
This
really
is the
thought
best
I was going to
commercial
brighten
ever.
your days. Yeah.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking about earlier.
Thanks, YouTubes. Baking me out. Horrible times. Horrible times. Good times for you. Horrible
Yeah, it was
times for me.
hilarious.
Oh man. So yeah, what would you do if you saw an alien?
I would hope that I'd be able to film it,
Yeah.
but I would feel like like no one's gonna believe me, and this is crazy.
I mean, so all I can go back to in terms of like experiences I can't explain is being touched on the head at the
Mm-hmm.
Winchester house. That still like freaks me out to this day. And I'm like, I can't explain that. How would I explain something? That was just a feeling. Like, how would you be able to explain something that you actually see with your eyeballs?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh my God, burn that into my brain so I can like draw it.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're moving and you look scary.
So I'm
You look like a like
it's
when you
like
move.
slow.
Yeah, you look like a scary demon girl.
No, because we're talking about ghosts.
Oh yeah. Well, we were
No.
alien ghosts. Just make it worse all around.
Cool, cool, cool.
My favorite movie, again, we've already talked about this, but is Arrival. One of my favorite alien movies. I'm saying again because
Arrival?
we brought that up. Arrival? You haven't seen Arrival?
Oh, I have seen Arrival.
Good. I think I made you watch it.
Well, yeah, you've mentioned it enough times and that
Yeah,
finally
you're like,
watched it.
okay, I have to watch this or else I'm gonna be so annoyed. Like you're
It
gonna
was
be
really
annoyed
good
with me.
though.
Right? Very fantastic. So was Independence Day. Men in Black. Classic. You've
I
not
haven't
seen
seen those
Independence?
last two.
Okay.
I'm not a Will Smith fan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
What?
just kidding.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You actually got me upset
I
for like
know
a
that he's
second.
in both of those.
Yeah.
So,
Obsessed. Hey, I wonder if he believes in aliens after doing all this filming for alien movies.
or if like weird stuff happened.
Yeah. Like while filming.
Because I know that there's some like scary movie sets and they say like weird things happen
I
on
think
those
about
sets.
that more often than I should.
I mean,
No comment. No, just like I just like those weird things that you think about sometimes. And you're like, why
mhm.
do I think about that? That's one of them. Like things that happen on movie sets. Like why, how, where, who are ghosts just aliens?
It could be.
There was a comment in the docuseries where they were like talking about angels and when she was doing
Oh,
her, remember
yeah.
that?
Mhm.
Where the historian was talking about how there was like um teachings. I forgot which part of the Bible, but there was a part of the Bible where basically it's like you may not like things have happened. Maybe it was in the Bible, maybe it was
It
just
was I think
historical
she was
writings.
no, I think she was saying it was in the Bible.
Okay. Where it was like angels are essentially things that you cannot see, but they or you may not see, or if you do see, you don't believe it. What if they're all angels?
Yeah, because it
Or
was
what if
like
they're
something
aliens instead of angels? They both start with A.
yeah, there it was
Have an A.
something like along the lines of like they have always been here
Yeah.
and they always will be or something.
Mm-hmm. I
But I
know.
mean,
And
no, go.
I was gonna say, if you want to talk about odds or hear about the odds of aliens and all that, that's what we talked about originally in that
Mhm.
episode. What was it, 41?
I think so.
Space mail. No, zero gravity mail.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be something.
Yeah.
But just whether it's like what we think they're gonna look like, or if it would be more of like a ghost or an alien
Or
or an
alien
octopus
bacteria.
thing, intelligent algae.
Like plankton
Uh,
from SpongeBob.
what's that word? Uh, Sentient.
Mm.
Yeah, like sentient algae.
I don't know what that is, but I believe you.
It's like
They have souls.
yeah, or like people that don't eat meat like claim that like cows or pigs are like sentient beings, like they're able to like
Like
comprehend.
dolphins.
hmm
Oh. Hmm.
I think it means like they have a soul
Hmm.
or they
I was
have
just kidding, but
the like capacity to like think beyond a certain level or something.
like they have opinions.
hmm
Able to perceive or feel things.
So
I would love to learn about sentient algae. How do we know? Do we tickle them? Do we smush them? What happens? Brr, brr, brr. That is interesting. I feel like we've done that before too. Haven't we?
sentient algae.
No, about like teaching animals and like
Oh yeah, we did.
but what was that? What was that about?
What was that about?
We
I
talk
don't
about a
know.
lot of stuff.
But yeah, there just did a thing on weirdest thing I learned this week
Mm.
about kind of how like teaching sign language to apes and
Oh
other
yeah.
types of monkeys was basically just like a fraud.
What? Like they were just mimicking and then that's how they got the things they wanted.
hmm
Bummer. But babies
Yeah.
do learn sign language if that counts.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, they
also,
or they're
um,
frauds too. They're just mocking us and then they get the thing they want.
mhm. PSA for people that teach their baby sign language.
Uh-oh.
You can just call it sign language. It's kind of offensive to
To
call
call
it
it
baby
baby.
sign language.
I meant like teaching a
No, oh,
baby
no. I know
sign
that you didn't,
language.
but I was just like, 'cause I follow some like ASL people.
And they said that.
There's like, yeah, some not controversy. I don't know, but it's can be offensive. Because you're
Interesting.
basically like taking it, like calling their whole way of communicating, like,
For babies.
because it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah. It's like
So,
learning to talk is just with your hands. It's a different
hmm
mode of communication.
yeah.
Yeah. I guess it would be like saying baby English,
Hmm.
but baby English, there's no such thing. It's just baby talk. It's not quite English. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Semantics. Sentient. S words. That's cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. But that was the Phoenix Lights and
And UFOs.
UFOs in general. Although I really want to talk about it more. I want to watch all the videos, but you're right. Every time I watch a video, I feel like they're just the same montage over and over again. And I want to like pause, zoom in, enhance. Like I wish I was in
Hmm.
the real life X Files so I could like really investigate this.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that one guy would probably be interesting to talk to. The Black
Avila.
Vault guy.
The who?
The Black Vault or
Yeah.
the Book Vault or whatever, like the kind of lead conspiracy dude.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we'd have to brush up on our conspiracy theories though.
Yeah, but
Because
I
then
didn't
we'll
know
just
what his
like believe
title
in
was.
everything.
Like, was
What?
he purely just aliens?
I feel like no, but I could be totally wrong because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess no, but it's possible. Let's interview conspiracy theorists and test them.
I think some are beyond help.
That's not true.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing on like
We don't need help.
how do you help people? Like the QAnon people that think that like JFK Jr. is still alive and that he's secretly the vice president. Like, how do you tell? Like, how do you help those people?
I don't think they want to be helped.
And then it's the what do they call it? The Dunner Kruger effect,
What's
where
that about?
the less someone knows. It was on the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix. They talked to like psychologists about it, and it's this thing where the less like you know about something or the less like professional education you have, the more likely you are to double down on those beliefs if someone questions them.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of sad. There's a lot of like people that like get interviewed that are like QAnon believers and stuff, and they'll bring it up, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you just think I'm like part of the Dunner Kruger
Like
effect,"
they
and
like they use that as the reason.
yeah, and then it's
Like
like
that
they
doesn't
are
work
like
like that.
acknowledging it and then saying like that's stupid, and then so therefore they are like proving it on
That
themselves, but
yeah.
also acknowledging it at the same time. I don't know.
Mm, yeah. Hashtag awkward. Oh boy. But yeah, that was fun and annoying. I feel like it's annoying slash fun when it's like this because I'm like, I want to just know and talk
I
about it.
know. That's why I don't like unsolved mysteries or unsolved murder cases. I just want to know the
Makes you feel
answers.
empty, which is why we come up with conspiracy theories to
Mm-hmm.
fill that dark hole in our lives.
Exactly.
At least if we have an answer, we can sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
I make conspiracies all the time. You'll go to bed on time, and then I don't. Or like why or whatever. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm saying. It's time for bed.
It's
Just
time
joking.
to
It's like
sleep.
7 o'clock. Um. Anyways, thank you, Katie,
Thank you, Kylie.
for joining Me and me, I to you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I sound like a psycho right now. Thank
That's
you
okay.
to our follower who suggested the Phoenix Lights. That was super fun to
Mm-hmm.
get a suggestion that we probably wouldn't, so just go for it ourselves. But it was a nice, like, very specific story to dive into. So everyone, thanks for listening
Yeah, thank
to
you.
us do our version because
Yeah,
we know it's out there.
and you can always send us topic suggestions
Yeah,
on Instagram or our
stories,
website.
personal stories,
Mm-hmm.
things you think are dumb or crazy. We'll validate that for you if you want to be validated.
We're here for
or
you, man.
or we might switch it up and be like, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, send it to us at your own risk. We are respectful
Mm-hmm.
and we appreciate you.
Yes.
So thank you for listening. You
Thank
can
you.
follow us on Instagram at You're Not
Me?
Paranoid. Go to our website, you're not paranoid.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at YNP Podcast.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on over there.
That's okay. We're there. You can look at our past stuff. And obviously, you can rate, review, subscribe. And
Mm-hmm.
thanks. We are so excited and we can't wait for next week. So
Yeah.
there you go.
We'll
Have
see
a
you
lovely
then.
day.
Have a good day.
And bye bye.
Bye-bye. Hello. We did it.
Good times.
Dun, 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 dun.
I know. I think I decided I'm not going tonight.
Oh no.
I was going to point out.
Ew.
Point this out.
Oh, your breasts?
No.
I know, I'm just kidding. I almost wore my t-shirt, but it's so hot in my
I'm
room.
wearing a shirt.
No.
Jokes. You're so white. Just kidding. But that was fun. Good times. Do you want to like catch up for like 5 minutes,
Sure.
or do you want to end it so you save it?
Um, I think I can end the recording
Okay.
and
Oh
then
yeah.
it'll stop when I'm done.
Okay.